Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the September 21st, 2010 meeting of the Board of Selectmen Sewer Commissioners. I apologize for the brief delay. We had a little technical difficulties, but we waited until we were up and running so that those of you who are watching at home wouldn't miss anything. So, may I have a roll call, Mr. Cruz?
Yes, Madam Chair. All 5 selectmen are present, plus Town Administrator Mark Andrews.
Thank you. And are there any announcements?
Madam Chair, I don't have any in front of me right now.
Okay, I think that there was one that we've been receiving in our office that some of you may be aware of, the Tastes and Sounds of China event, Saturday, September 25th, being sponsored by the Mass Relief Effort for Children and for the Turning Point. You can still get your tickets. It's being held at Salerno's in Onset on Saturday night, and I think the point of contact is a Sally Morrison. So it's a good cause. If you're not doing anything Saturday night, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. Is there anyone here this evening who'd like to speak in front of the board? Back in the left corner, I see a hand. Gentleman, Mr. Smith? I think it's Mr. Smith. Would you come and identify yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm David Smith. I'm president of the Friends of the Wareham Community Pathway, and I'm here to ask you to, or encourage you to post-haste sign the enhancement letter, which would get phase 1 of the pathway going. I sent you a letter, and if you don't mind, that's the one. If I could read it for the public, it's only a paragraph or 2.
Please.
It says, Dear Board of Selectmen, we are writing this letter in support of the application to the Mass Highway Transportation Enhancement Program for the Wareham Community Pathway. We are 2,500 pathway. There are 2,500 pathway surveys completed by the general public, and over 95% are in favor of the pathway. One question on the survey addresses the safety issue, and 67% of the respondents feel unsafe using the roads as they currently are. We are encouraged by the endorsement at town meeting and would like to capitalize on the momentum and move forward with this applications. Once this application is submitted and accepted, we can proceed with phase 1. The first phase of the feasibility study fits the criteria for safety recreational use with no limitations. Completion of this phase will create a positive impact for our community. With your continued support, approval, we can move forward with this project. Basically, all we need you to do is for the administrator and or the Board of Selectmen to sign the enhancement contract, which basically gives us and gets us started. Phase 1 is for those who don't know it, is the right-of-way on the abandoned railroad tracks. It goes from Marion up to all the way to Main Street. It's very beautiful, very scenic, and once it's cleaned up and prepared, and once we get that, and we have to get it's owned by the DOT of the Department of Transportation, and they have indicated that they will be willing to sell it to us. And we've got the money, we've got everything in place, the feasibility study is all, so we're just asking you to move forward.
Thank you very much. We'll take that up for action.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there somebody else who wanted to speak before the board in the back? Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Would you identify yourself for the record,
Slavin,
please?
36 Oak Street. Last Saturday was a holiday, which in celebrating, a particular holiday, I have to walk everywhere. It's a unique experience sometimes to be able to walk and see what's really alongside the road and everything else. And basically, I had to walk from my house over Narrows Road, up Main Street, up Chapel, all the way to the multi-service center. While I was walking along there, I was really dismayed by the amount of trash, debris, growth, just everything in general, how bad it really is, because you can sit and see it. I was picking up stuff as I went, but you only pick up so much by hand. What was even worse is really the amount of shrubbery and growth that's coming out onto the sidewalks. You really can't even walk along the sidewalks properly. It's not safe. I got down to the other side of the bridge by Main Street. I think there's a print shop right across from Cumberland Farms. We have a tree growing out over the sidewalk, and unless you're height impaired, no insult to short people, but you can't walk past it, and it completely covers the whole sidewalk at about 5 feet, 6 inches tall. It's just one example. As you walk down that street more, there's growth coming out of either business or residential property coming out into the sidewalk, so you can't walk easily. You walk up Chapel Street, and if you want to cross the road going over to Marion Road, there's an actual lighted piece there that says walk or no walk. It's a lit, it's one of those lit signs telling you when you can walk or not. The tree growth coming off that corner there completely obliterates that, so you have no idea what's going on. You walk a little farther down that road, and the stuff is coming off so far, the growth coming off, that the sidewalk is almost completely full in a couple spots. The amount of damage to the curbing and sidewalks with the growth coming out everywhere is really, it's getting to a point it's going to be a real problem for the town. So this is just something, as I was walking along, I was really kind of dismayed because I saw a couple people, one car went by, trash blew out of the car, one person, I saw someone throw something out. But I really can't blame them too much, because if you look what they see around us, they must figure that we don't care because there's trash everywhere. So if there's trash, you get more trash. If you take care of things, it gets better. My question to the board and everybody would be, why can't we put together some kind of program where business owners and the residences, people have residences along all the roads, step up, because we don't have the maintenance people to do this, and just basically patrol your own house, your own area in front.
Well, thank you, Mr. Slavin. I think we get the point, and I think you're preaching to the choir. I think I've brought this subject up on a number of occasions. I agree with you wholeheartedly. You're talking to me right here. We need to take pride in Wareham. The community members need to take pride in Wareham, and I've talked about litter bug, shame on you. Yep. And I think that we need to speak to the school children about throwing things out car windows. I think we've done what we can in terms of our municipal maintenance department is working very hard. We've had the sheriff's department here on a regular basis, and it is time for hopefully the residents and some civic organizations and businesses to step up and help out with our community, and that is why we are initiating the Take Pride in Wareham program. So
thank you.
You've come to the right place. I've talked to several civic organizations already. Barbara Sullivan at the Boys and Girls Club is one of them, and we're talking about them adopting the area around the town hall, and Mr. Andrews and I have made a list of the areas in town that are particularly, well, we had Mr. Lopes in here a short while ago, and he and his neighbors are to be commended. They actually took action before the program was put in place, and they did a wonderful job along Onset Ave, and they're keeping it up. So there are areas all the way from the Buzzards Bay line, the Ralph Gracia Bridge in particular is areas where we're coming into town. So I appreciate you bringing it up again, and you will be hearing more on Take Pride in Wareham.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak before the board this evening? Okay, great. We have Mr. Judici here tonight from Camp Dresser and McKee to give his quarterly update on the sewer projects. Thank you, Mr. Judici. We have Mr. Mark Gifford, our Director of Municipal Maintenance, with him. Mike, how long do you think your presentation will be? Okay, great, because we do have a public hearing also scheduled this evening for approximately 7:15, so we'll go right into the public hearing after this report. Thank you.